Alright, so it's Rob Trube, and I am trying to get an inexpensive solution to getting rid of the hiss on my Canon T3i when I hook up either a lavalier mic, a cordless lavalier mic, and it's driving me crazy. I don't want to spend $300 on a Zoom H4n or a Tascam or a lot of different things. It seems where I'm just trying to do some basic videos talking into my DSLR. So this is going to be a test. Right now I'm not using any kind of external mic. I've got one here, which is my lavalier, my cordless lavalier, but it's not hooked up right now, as you can tell by the audio quality, right? So here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be the intro video. I'm going to turn on my wireless lavalier without the amplifier. I then have a headphone amplifier that I purchased to try and boost the signal and the power going into the preamp within the Canon. So I'm going to test it without the preamp or the headphone amp, with the headphone amp, and then I'm going to do a couple of different setting changes within the camera setting as well. So hopefully this is going to turn out. I have no idea, and we'll see how it works. All right, so now I have my digital wireless or cordless lavalier mic. So I'm using it right here. And I'm going straight into the Canon. So I haven't tested anything, I haven't changed anything on my settings, I haven't changed anything within the thing. So I'm on auto mode with the audio going into, or sound going into the Canon. So we're going to check and see this. Typically I get a bit of a background hiss that is kind of hard to get out in post. It's not really that hard, but if I didn't have to do that, then I won't. So we're going to check the audio quality on this one. We're going to go ahead and hook up the preamp or the headphone amplifier just again on auto settings to see what that does. And then we'll go into manual, and I'm going to change a couple things in manual, and then we're going to do kind of a whole series of tests here. So we'll see how that turns out. All right. Okay, so actually this is on auto settings with the cMoy digital wireless lavalier going into the headphone amp. And I've got the headphone amp volume at about a third. So it's, if it's down at here, it's up to right about here on the settings. Again, on auto settings for the recording into the audio. So we're going to see how this sounds. And again, we're checking to see what the volume is. So it's on auto resetting for the sound recording in the Canon T3i. Okay, so now we are, again, going through the digital wireless lavalier into the headphone amplifier. And I've got the camera now set on manual, and I had it set, I took it down off of the midpoint. It is now, so if there's 2 notches from 0, 1, 2 notches on the display, then it's now at 1 notch. So I've brought the recording level down 1 notch, and we're going to check the volume, but we're also going to check just the general sound quality. It sounds like I've been getting a buzz, a kind of a high-pitched buzz on the general sound. So now we're going to check and see if that's still there, or I'm going to drop the grid setting down as far as the level all the way down to 1 tick above 0. So not 1 notch. I'm actually going to take it down so it's just 1 click on the thing above 0. We're going to check that sound, and I'll play with the volume settings within there as well. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so again, testing this out, I've now got it still on manual. From manual, I've taken the recording level all the way down to just 1 tick above 0, so I know that there's audio going in. And I've also set it so that the volume level, I can adjust the volume level on the headset, on the headphone amp, and that is basically so I can get it back so that the meter is at 12. So I'm trying to keep the recording levels the same, and we're going to check and see if this makes a difference. Thanks. All right, so I don't have the headphone amplifier hooked up right now. In fact, it's right here in my hand. And what I wanted to do is just kind of explain the headphone amp to you, tell you kind of what I did to hook it into the camera and all that fun stuff. So put away my remote here. Basically the headphone amp itself is pretty unique. It's pretty interesting. It's in a little metal tin that's got a little hinged lead. Looks kind of like an Altoids tin. Inside you've got a 9-volt battery, and you've got the circuitry that's inside, which I think is kind of cool looking. And the guy builds them by hand, he said. So that's inside. You've got a line in and a line out plug right there. It takes a regular 3.5 cable, which I've got a 3-foot, just male to male, 3.5 millimeter right in to the camera. And this is a stereo adapter, or a stereo cable. and it's stereo in and stereo out. And if you can find that, that's ideal. If you've already got one of these and it's not stereo, then you just need to get a stereo adapter. And you can pick these up from Radio Shack. They're not very expensive. It's a mono to stereo adapter, so you actually plug a 3.5 mono in, and then it goes stereo into the camera. So if you're using a normal lavalier or a normal mic and you're only getting one channel, this is a really easy fix of that. But with this cable going right in there from the cMoy digital wireless right into the headphone amp or the headphone amplifier, with this cable into the camera, it bypasses the need for this. So it's one less thing for me to forget if I'm going off-site or something like that. So that's pretty much all I've got for you. You know, obviously, like I said, I'm not using it right now, so there's still some hiss in the background, but you know, I'm pretty excited. I found a solution to the hiss going into the camera. I think the sound quality was a little bit better with the headphone amplifier. And you know, messing around with the settings again, I'll do a separate video with the settings on the camera, and hopefully that will help you guys out with your sound quality. I'm pretty excited, and if you're curious, I'll also put on this page, I've got all the specs for what my lighting setup and my studio setup is, and I'm actually shooting in my garage, which you can't tell. But I'll put in there everything that I've got, because I know that I always wondered when I see guys doing their videos, what's their setup? So I'll share with you what my setup is, all right? So that's pretty much it. Pull my remote out here, and again, Rob Trube, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk with you soon.